Tonight, police probe the murder of an old man at Redland Bay, more protests at Pine Gap, and a move to speed up Queensland building approval. A very good evening, Queensland. Welcome to 7 National News. I'm Mike Higgins.
Good evening, Queensland. I'm Ian Hyslop.
Brisbane police are tonight investigating the murder of a 60-year-old man whose body was found earlier today in bushland at Redland Bay on the eastern outskirts of the city. Mike Stewart reports.
Police were called to this property late this morning. A young man who helped out with clearing and cleaning work had been working around the area of these sheds when he noticed a strong smell. Investigating, he found the body of an elderly man.
Yeah, we've got a fair idea who it would be. The caretaker is missing from the premises, has been reported a missing person, his vehicle is missing, but at this stage the formal identification hasn't been carried out, and of course we can't reveal the identity or the name of the person until he's been identified and relatives, if any, advised.
This piece of land is owned by a second-hand dealer from Capalaba. The old man, the caretaker, lived in an old tin shed in a clearing about 200 yards up that way. He's been missing for some time, but was only officially reported lost yesterday.
Well, the body wasn't too far away from the hut, but it was out of sight. It was down behind a log, and it had a cover of timber over it. But it's at least, it's fairly well decomposed, and it's probably a week or two old.
Police, scientific and homicide squad detectives have been in and out of the area all day, fingerprinting, even filming the driveway and the area leading to the site where the body was found. Inspector Hopner says an autopsy should be completed sometime tonight. Meanwhile, police will continue the hunt for the caretaker's car, and they've asked the public to be on the lookout for a 1965 white Humber sedan, registration number NWV090.
Sydney's largest manhunt in 10 years today ended with the recapture of Long Bay prison escapee Michael Gardner. Gardner will appear in court tomorrow, charged with armed robbery, abduction and rape.
The police hunt for Gardner gained momentum early this morning when the escapee broke into a Turramurra home, holding a woman and her son at gunpoint before escaping with the family car. Hours later, that vehicle was spotted in the Western Sydney suburb of Ashfield. The driver, Michael Gardner, was quickly apprehended by several police, including Sergeant Kevin Bennett of 5 Dock.
Oh, we chased the car for about 2 miles. And he went to the dead end at Hall Street.
And you pulled the car over, did you?
Oh, no, he went to the dead end. He couldn't go any further in Hall Street. So.
Did he offer any resistance?
No, he's just too tired.
Was he?
Yeah.
He didn't draw a weapon at all?
No, he had the gun in the bag. But he would have run probably at the train coming. He couldn't cross the line.
And what did he say when you caught up with him?
Just, tired, you know. That's all.
Almost as though he's glad to be caught.
Yeah, glad to be caught.
After being held for identification at Burwood Police Station, Gardner was taken to Hornsby, where he was questioned by detectives for most of the day. He was charged with 3 counts of abduction, 2 of sexual assault, 2 of armed robbery, 1 assault and robbery of a police officer, 1 break, enter and steal, and several car stealing offences.
Women peace protesters, angered by the arrival of American cruise missiles in England, today tore down the main gate of the United States Defence Base at Pine Gap near Alice Springs. Chris O'Connor reports.
Shortly after 8:30, several hundred women gathered outside the main gate and began their incessant chanting. A papier-mâché cruise missile was then slowly driven toward the gate. For the women, this was a show of solidarity with their counterparts in Europe who are staging similar demonstrations. Then, as coloured balloons lifted from the base of the missile, direct confrontation as some attempted to break in. One side of the main gate, ripped from its hinges and padlock, was used as a mock stretcher. Clearly, many no longer wanted to be arrested, and although they broke down a fence some 20 metres from the main gate, only a few chose to run in. The women have now decided to sit it out at the main gate, taunting police with their chants. 100 women faced 19 police officers directly at the gate. The women are elated with their action. The police impassive but determined.
From Pine Gap, this is Chris O'Connor for 7 National News.
There was barely a whimper of protest in England when the first plane load of cruise missiles arrived at the Greenham Common Air Base. Paul Lynham has the details.
With the arrival of this US Air Force Starlifter transport, the land-based nuclear missile came to Britain. The Tomahawk cruise missile that's supposed to deter the Soviets from using the SS-20s now targeted on Western Europe. The British government won't say how many missiles were on this plane, nor whether their nuclear warheads came with them. But the plan is to have the first flight of 16 missiles ready by the end of the year. The Starlifter taxied directly to the missile silos at the southwest corner of the base. Armed paratroopers surrounded the plane and more were doubled out onto the tarmac as a low loader backed up to the aircraft to take the first of two long tarpaulin-shrouded crates containing the missiles and their protective cradles. 7 hours later in the House of Commons, Defence Minister Michael Heseltine made the official announcement.
I should inform the House that earlier today, the first cruise missiles were delivered by air to our...
There had been no protest at Greenham Common during the unloading, but the peace women vowed to continue their vigil, which for some has lasted 2 years. So tonight the vigil goes on. British public opinion is starting to swing against the missiles, but the government says that only concessions by the Soviets can stop their final deployment. Paul Lynham at Greenham Common in Berkshire for 7 National News.
More than 600 cruise missiles, each one of them able to destroy a city, will eventually be deployed in Western Europe, 160 of them in England. Christopher Wayne has this background report on the European nuclear build-up.
The cruise missile family of weapons are really small unmanned aircraft powered by miniature jet engines. Satellite navigation coupled with radar mapping makes the Tomahawk extremely accurate, hitting small targets even after flights of several hundred miles. Each Tomahawk has one W-84 nuclear warhead, with a yield unofficially estimated at about 100 kilotons, about